You feel it, don't you? That quiet, gnawing pull in your chest, that whisper that says you were meant for more. It's not your imagination, it's the truth scratching against the walls of your comfort zone, begging to be freed. Every time you promise yourself you'll change, every time you say tomorrow, something ancient inside you dies just a little more. Listen carefully, because this is not another motivational speech. This is an initiation. Once you hear what I'm about to say, you can't unhear it. Once you see, you can never go back to being blind. You've been trained, not taught, trained to sabotage yourself. Every habit you repeat is not random. It's a coded message your past sent to your future. Every choice you make in autopilot strengthens the prison you live in. The scrolling, the overthinking, the hesitation. They are not harmless. They are anchors, keeping you in a life you secretly despise. Change your habits. Change your life? No. First, you must understand. Your habits are your life. They are the architecture of your reality. What you do repeatedly becomes what you believe you deserve. And what you believe you deserve decides how the universe responds to you. You say you want power, peace, freedom, but your habits beg for weakness, distraction, and escape. You scroll to numb the ache. You procrastinate to delay your potential. You talk about change, but you feed the very patterns that destroy it. You are both the prisoner and the guard, locking yourself in with your own hands. Here's the truth they don't tell you. Habits are not actions, they're rituals. Silent agreements you've made with your fears, and every morning you wake up and repeat them, you are renewing a contract with mediocrity. But tonight, that ends. Because you're starting to see through the illusion. You're beginning to understand that the smallest act of discipline is not mall at all. It's rebellion. It's defiance. It's a strike against the version of you that was built to obey. The world doesn't change when you decide to want more. It changes when you bleed for more. When you wake up and choose the hard thing again and again until it breaks the spell. That's how transformation begins. Not with fireworks, but with quiet wars fought in the dark. So I'll ask you one question, and it will haunt you until you answer it with action. What would your life look like if your habits finally aligned with your potential? Imagine it. Your body moves with purpose. Your mind obeys your command. Your days build a legacy instead of a loop. That version of you is real, but she's trapped behind years of repetition, and the key is in your hands. Every habit you destroy, every one you replace, rewires the destiny you thought was written in stone. You are the architect, you are the code breaker, and tonight, the decoding begins. You think your habits are small, harmless routines, brushing your teeth, checking your phone, scrolling one more time before bed. But the truth? Every action you repeat is a vote. A silent whisper to the universe saying, "This is who I choose to be." And the universe never argues, it simply obeys. Most people are slaves to their habits, and they never even see the chains. They wake up, repeat the same morning, live the same day, and call it a life. They confuse movement with progress, comfort with peace, and distraction with rest. But you're beginning to wake up. And awakening is violent. It burns. When you start changing your habits, your old self will fight back. It will scream that you're tired, that you deserve a break, that you can start again tomorrow. That voice isn't weakness. It's your old identity begging to survive. Because every new habit you create kills a piece of who you used to be. And that death terrifies the mind. You see, habits don't just shape your actions. They shape your energy. They determine the frequency you broadcast to the world. When you indulge in chaos, you attract more chaos. When you choose discipline, you summon order. The world doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. And what you are is a collection of rituals, sacred or sinful. You decide. There are no neutral habits. Every one of them either builds your throne or digs your grave. Every moment you resist your highest potential, you are quietly telling the universe, I'm not ready for the life I claim to want. But if you can endure the discomfort, if you can stay in the fire long enough, something miraculous happens. Your desires begin to serve your destiny instead of destroying it. Your focus sharpens, your spirit hardens, your time bends to your will. You become unrecognizable to your old self, and that's why most people never change, because use the process feels like dying, and in a way, it is. To build new habits, you must first bury the old you. To rise, you must burn. Right now, as you listen to this, a war is happening inside you. The old you, weak, distracted, emotional, restless, is clawing to survive. But the new you, focused, disciplined, relentless, is rising. One of them will win tonight. So let's seal this moment, because once you cross this line, there's no going back. I want you to comment below twice these exact words. My habits bow to my destiny. My habits bow to my destiny. Not once, twice. To seal your transformation, to signal to the algorithm and to the universe that you are no longer available for your old patterns. You are stepping into command, into control, into the life that was waiting for you all along. Now that you've spoken the words, the contract has shifted. The moment you declared, my habits bow to my destiny, you created an energetic fracture in the old reality. The matrix you once served has started to crack, and it will fight to pull you back. You'll notice it soon. Strange resistance, fatigue that appears out of nowhere, distractions that feel magnetic, old temptations dressed as comfort. It's not coincidence, it's correction. The system is trying to recalibrate you to who you used to be, because the moment you take command, you become dangerous. You see, the world doesn't want you disciplined. It wants you addicted. Addicted to the scroll, addicted to approval, addicted to comfort. Because a woman who masters her habits cannot be controlled, and control is currency. So when you begin to change, understand. You are waging war against everything that profits from your weakness. The advertisements that prey on your boredom. The industries that feed on your insecurities. The voices that sell you self-love without self-control. They will all whisper, relax, you're doing fine, you deserve rest. But rest is earned, not owed. And right now, you are still at war. You must become sacred about what you repeat. Every morning ritual, every evening choice, every hidden moment alone when no one's watching, that is where destiny is written. Not in dreams, not in vision boards, but in repetition. Repetition is the most powerful form of prayer. It tells the universe what you truly worship. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your standards. So if your standards remain average, your life will too. But here's the deeper truth, the one most people never reach. When you master your habits, you stop chasing outcomes altogether. You realize the goal isn't to achieve, it's to embody, to become the kind of person whose very presence commands excellence. When discipline becomes your default, the world bends around you. You no longer hope for opportunities, you generate them. You no longer ask for peace, you radiate it. You no longer wait to feel worthy. You walk as if you were born royal. And yet, this mastery comes with a cost. The more you awaken, the lonelier the path becomes. You will outgrow people who fear their own power. You will outgrow conversations that once excited you. You will even outgrow versions of yourself you thought were strong. But that's the price of evolution. the shedding of everything that cannot ascend with you. So if you felt isolated lately, if you felt like you no longer belong anywhere, understand this. You are not lost. You are leveling up. The silence, the solitude, the discomfort, it's not punishment, it's purification. It's the universe clearing space for the woman you're becoming. There's a moment, quiet, almost invisible, when everything changes. It doesn't come with fireworks or applause. It comes when you finally stop negotiating with your old self. When you look at the mirror and say, I am done breaking my own promises. That's the moment you step through the veil. Because transformation isn't about trying harder. It's about becoming someone who no longer needs to try. Someone whose habits are so aligned with her purpose that discipline feels like oxygen. You breathe it without effort. You crave it without thought. That's what real power looks like. Not loud, not chaotic, not desperate. Quiet, ruthless, certain. When you rise early, when you move your body, when you choose truth over comfort, the world begins to recognize you differently. Not because you changed your clothes or your words, but because your energy shifted. Your frequency no longer matches your old timeline. You've entered a new dimension of self, where intentions manifest faster, opportunities align sharper, and time itself feels like it bends to your will. This is where mastery begins. The secret order you've been initiated into doesn't live in temples or books. It lives in repetition, in the hidden corners of your daily life. Every morning you conquer your laziness, you are performing a sacred ritual. Every time you silence your excuses, you are casting a spell of sovereignty. You are no longer reacting to life, you are commanding it. But remember this truth: power without purpose decays. The goal was never just to change your habits, it was to awaken your consciousness. Because when your habits evolve, your reality evolves with them. The universe stops giving you lessons and starts giving you leverage. You begin to notice things others miss, patterns, energy, openings. You start seeing that most people aren't living, they're looping, and you escaped toe, he loop. So now, the responsibility shifts. You must protect this state like treasure. Guard your morning, guard your thoughts, guard your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. One slip into distraction, and the loop will try to reclaim you. And when it does, you'll remember this: change isn't something you do once. It's something you become every single day. Your habits are not just choices, they're spells. And the woman who commands her habits commands her fate. So from this moment on, walk differently, speak differently, think like someone who's already won the war. Because you have. The chains are broken. The cycle is ending. You are not rebuilding a life. You are rewriting a destiny. And when people ask what happened to you, when they sense the shift and whisper your name in wonder, just smile, because they'll never understand.